Hello guys, in this video I'm going to explain how to stop rotating in your one arm handstand. So when I see many people doing a one arm handstand and they keep rotating from their pelvis and it looks like something like this. So you go into the one arm handstand and then you just start rotating this way or rotating just this way and falling. So that's what we want to avoid, and in this video I'm going to explain what are maybe the reasons that it's happening and how to fix them. So first reason it can happen is because of the hips. So when you start the one arm handstand, when you're doing things upside down, when you start going from two hands into one hand, you need to realize there are more axes to the movement, which means you can move not only back and forth, you can move to several directions. So it may be a lot more complicated to the body to understand. So many people go to the side flexion or trying to move with their hips to the location to the hand that they wanna stand on. And what happens usually is that the pelvis is tilting. How to fix that problem? I'm gonna show how it looks like. So they go to the one arm handstand, and now you just start tilting with the pelvis. And when you let go, you just start to shifting to the direction of the pelvis, which means that if this pelvis is going to the front and this pelvis is going to the back, I'm going to rotate. And again, if this pelvis is going to go forward and this pelvis is going to go backwards, I'm going to rotate this way. And the way to fix it is just going to the wall and practice the side flexion with the chest to wall. So I'm going to the chest to wall, point the legs and just try to go one side and other side. What I don't want to happen is not moving just from one leg, which means doing this movement. I want to think about moving from the hips. It's a movement with the hips, using the abdominals, the QL muscle, and again, not from the legs. And other thing, I don't want to lean on the wall. I really want to push two legs and make sure that my pelvis is not rotating each way. This is how to work on your side flexion. Make sure that you're not tilting from the hips. Second thing that can happen is usually the legs. So when you start a one arm handstand, usually you don't start with a perfect handstand. Most of us just start training the one arm handstand because it looks cool, but we don't control the handstand itself good enough. When you're doing a good handstand, usually a good handstand for the one arm handstand at least, because there's no such thing a good handstand, is usually a handstand with the leg slightly pike backwards, which means I don't want to be in this kind of handstand, I want to be in this kind of handstand. And why is that? Again, I can hold the one arm handstand in this position, but I can control my legs and it's not that efficient. If I want to be more efficient, if I want to stop rotating with my one arm handstand, I really want to think about pulling the legs toward my stomach, which means before going to the one arm handstand, I want to think about pulling the legs backwards and pushing the hips to the other side. So hips to this way and the legs to the stomach. And the best way to learn it is learn the tuck handstand. So instead of going into the banana handstand, first you want to learn how to straighten your handstand. I did a video about it, and then you want to pull the legs toward the stomach. This way you will pull the hips. If you learn how to do the tuck without leaning into planche, you will learn how to push the hips to the side that you want to pull and pull the legs down. After you learn that, what usually happens in the one arm handstand, that people that are not doing it, they go with one leg out and one leg in, and then you just start rotating. Again, if one leg is going forward and one leg is going backward, it's going to create rotation. If you want to stop that, you want to pull both legs in or pull both legs out. So again, you can try and pull both legs out and hold it in a banana shape, but I don't recommend that. You have a lot less control with your legs when the legs are going arched. So we really want to think about piking the legs in, and for that we want to learn the tuck handstand. We want to learn how to do the handstand with the legs slightly piked. And again, I'm going to show how to solve it. So first is learning how to do a handstand not arch, straight. After learning the straight handstand, you want to learn how to pull the legs in and push the hips out. After that, you want to keep this position in the one arm handstand. And again, if one leg is going in and out, you are not in the good position. So pull both legs in. If you want to practice with the fingers in and just pulling and pushing one leg in and out. So I'm pulling it out, pulling it in, and learning both legs. After you have control in both legs, you'll feel a lot more control in your legs, and you will stop rotating from your legs. Again, I said it can happen from the hips, it can happen from the legs. It doesn't have to be the problem. Last mistake that I see people doing is rotating with their arm. So in the one arm handstand, the free arm should be natural, which means the scapula should not move out or in. It should be actually a really natural lifting when you're going to the one arm handstand. So I'm here, I'm not thinking about pulling the arm in, and I'm not thinking about pushing it out. I'm just thinking about moving enough weight here so the hand will come naturally. If I'm gonna pull this hand forward, I'm going to rotate forward. And if I'm gonna pull this hand backwards, I'm gonna pull my body and rotate backwards. I'm gonna show how it looks like. So going into the one arm handstand. So this is the right position. If I'm going to take this hand and pull it here, I'm going to start rotate. And I'm going to show another case where I'm pulling the hand back. I'm going to also rotate. So here, and I'm just starting natural and pulling it backward. And I'm rotating, 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 rotating. Which means the hand can also rotate my body. Usually in the hand balance community, they use it a lot when we balance on a cane and we want to move the legs and we want to move in a handstand on a cane. So we pull the hand out or in to rotate the body. This is actually the best way to do it. Keep your body stuck in the same position and move from the hand. But again, if you're rotating and you want to fix it, you need to keep the hand in a natural place. Again, not pushing out, not pushing in, and not pulling it either way. It should be, actually, if you see it from the side, it should be in the same line with the hand. So if I'm going to pull it here, I'm going to start rotating here. And if I'm going to pull it here, I'm going to start rotating to this direction. So again, three main mistakes that it usually happens, because again, it comes from the legs mostly and not from the hand. If it comes from the hips itself, so it's probably using the wall to learn the proper side flexion. Doing the side flexion with the right technique, without cheating, without moving with the hips. So usually it happens because as a beginner, when you are upside down, we are not really controlling the movement properly. So again, using the wall, doing it over and over and over and over again, maybe filming from the side, making sure that we are in the same position, like we have two walls beneath us. The outside leg can go a bit inside, which means that if I'm going to do the one arm handstand, my hips is going side and it can go a bit in, but again, not here or here, because this is going to tilt me. So making sure I'm on the same line, like I'm pushing between two walls. So I have wall here and wall here. If I have here two walls, I need to be in the same position with the hips. Second part, again, it's the legs. Now we're going to talk about the legs itself. One leg is going in, one leg is going out. Again, I'm going to show it. So from the side, you go to side flexion, and one leg is here, one leg is here. Or again, it doesn't have to be that exaggerated, but it can be something like this. And this is going to rotate me. So you need to learn how to pull both legs in and making sure we are pulling. At the beginning, it's gonna feel like we're really pulling it hard, but after we learn how to use the movement to our advantage, how to push the hips in the right way, we're not pulling anymore, we're just being in the right stack. And lastly, it can be the hand. So the free hand, we talked about it. So if you're gonna go to this place, we're going to rotate here. And if I'm going to go to the one arm handstand and pulling backward, I'm going to rotate in this way. So these are usually the biggest mistake when rotating in the one arm handstand. Again, it can also happen from the shoulder, maybe going from external to internal. It can go maybe happening from the chest. I'm not really sure, but usually these are the mistakes. And again, the drills to fix them is using the wall for side flexion, learning the tuck handstand, and the handstand with the legs a bit piked. And about rotating is just filming and making sure that we are not pulling the hands and we are really natural with the scapula. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, just write me in the comments and I'll be glad to help.